What's up, guys? Bob Buskirk here at ThinkComputers, and today we're taking a look at this case, which is the Corsair Carbide Series 500R. And of course, as you can see, we're taking a look at the white version here. And this case features 4 included fans, USB 3.0 support, and support for those long video cards. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so as you can see, again, this is the white version of the case. It also comes in black as well. What I really like about this white version, it's not all completely white. You have, white on each side here, and then you have this kind of like, I like to call it a racing stripe, a black racing stripe that goes down the whole part of the case. I really like it. It gives a cool contrast. Just looks really cool. It is kind of just like a sleek, plain case. It doesn't really like jump out at you except for the white color, which I do like. A lot of people do like just like that sleek looking case. So we're going to go ahead here and start at the front. And all of your buttons and connections right here are right at the top here. So you have your power button, hard drive, LED, 2 USB 3.0 ports, headphone and microphone jacks right there. You do have FireWire, which is interesting to see. It's kind of been really phased out over the past couple years, especially on PC motherboards. But you do have it right there. You have a button to turn the lights on the LED fans here on and off. And then you have your fan controller, which I believe has just 2 settings, or maybe 3, including off. Little fan control right there, and you have your reset button. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5¼ inch bays, and then the rest of this, as well as the bays here, have this sort of mesh design here. And behind here are 2 120mm LED fans. They're gonna look pretty cool once you have this system on. And of course, all the way at the bottom, you do have the Corsair logo. At the top of the case here, you do have, again, this large mesh section right here, and behind there, you can fit 2 120 or 2 140mm cooling fans. Now, they are not included. That makes it good, too, so if you want to install a 240mm radiator up here, you can do that as well. And right here is just, like, this plain little section. A lot of cases have hard drive docks, but this is just a place, if you're at a LAN party, you can put your phone or something like that. You can put your keys up here, just a little tray here for your, all your accessories. On the side panel, you do have this large mesh section, and again, it is black to go with the rest of the case. Included is a 200mm fan. Now, if you don't want to use that fan, you can mount 2 120mm or 2 140mm fans right here. On the back of the case, you have another 120mm fan. So that is our 4 included fans. You have 2 120s at the front, this 120 at the back, and of course the very large 200mm one on the side. Moving down, you have 4 water cooling holes. They do include the rubber inserts. Of course, your expansion slots, and at the bottom, your power supply is going to be mounted. Now, there is a dust filter here. You can't really pull it out without lifting up the case. I kind of noticed that, but it does come all the way out. It's very long, goes across the entire bottom of the case, so you can easily clean it and put it back in. And another thing to note is the thumb screws here. So these are the ones that still stay attached to the case. So if I remove one of these, you can see they just hang there. That's really good because I have a box of thumb screws just from cases and things like that I've lost or something like that, or extra ones for whenever I lose one. So it's good that these stay attached. Just makes it easier and makes it so you don't lose things. Taking a look inside, there's something very different about this case compared to a lot of the other white cases that we've seen so far this year, is that this is a black interior rather than a white. Again, it's kind of like a contrast Corsair has going with this case, which I really do like. Can't go wrong with the black interior as always. You do have your 4 5¼ inch bays up here, and they do use a tool system, which again, once I get into the review, I'm going to tell you how well I like it. Sometimes I don't like them, sometimes they work perfectly. It all depends really on the case. Moving down, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hard drive trays. They're separated into 2 different cages, and both of the cages are removable. So you can take both of these completely out if you don't want them there. If you want to put water cooling down there, if you have a very large, very long video card, or something that would get in the way, you can remove both of these by taking out some thumb screws on the opposite side of the case. It is very easy to take them out. All of the trays here support both 2.5 inch and 3.5 inch hard drives. Just as easy to take out and put back in. You have a spot down here for a 120 or 140 millimeter fan. Not included, but again, you can put one there if you like. Of course, you have your spot for your power supply. There are 4 rubber feet there that's going to keep it off the bottom of the case and allow for better airflow. You have your expansion slots, and they use just a simple thumb screw, and then you have your final 120 millimeter exhaust fan, and it does use a 3-pin connector here, so you can connect it directly to your motherboard for monitoring and fan control. As far as cable routing holes, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as your one here at the top. These 4 do have the rubber inserts, which I do like, and of course, you do have the large CPU cutout right here, so you can install an aftermarket CPU cooler without having to remove your motherboard from the actual case. Now I've taken off the second side panel of the case so you can kind of see how everything is put together here. And a couple of things to note is this motherboard tray is set into 2 different parts. This part is more recessed, while this part is kind of out there. And I've seen a lot of cases do this, and it actually works pretty well because you are going to route most of your cables over through here. So you do have about 1 inch on that bottom piece right here. You know, this whole section over here, you have 1 inch between that and the side panel of your case. So you shouldn't have any problems routing cables. The only one that you may have trouble with, if it is a little bit thicker, is your CPU power right here. Of course, we're going to see all that in the actual review. You can see all your cable routing holes, everything like that. All your cables are going to be routed, of course, back here. But that basically wraps it up for the Corsair Carbide Series 500R. Make sure you check back very soon on ThinkComputers.org, as we'll have the full rip review of the case. And remember, guys, if you like our videos, why don't you subscribe? Catch you guys later.